If you look online right now, you're bombarded with conflicting advice on how to build wealth. One post tells you to day trade crypto. The next says dropshipping is the only way, all while society quietly expects you to settle for an average salary and maybe one vacation a year. It's a recipe for total paralysis. But building wealth early in life doesn't require guessing. It requires a specific, repeatable sequence. We're going to walk through the exact 5-stage roadmap to cut through the noise and build serious capital. Before we take the first step, we need to address a common perspective. People often use the phrase, "money doesn't buy happiness," to find peace with financial stagnation. However, accepting that narrative can unintentionally remove the drive required to solve the very problems that cause most of your daily stress. You have to be willing to acknowledge that you want to be wealthy without feeling the need to apologize for it. If you aren't absolutely clear on that objective, no financial roadmap is going to work. Take a look at this roadmap. The first milestone you have to clear is to stop drifting. A drifter simply floats from one entry-level job or random side hustle to the next, hoping they eventually catch a lucky break. When you operate this way, you are ultimately relying on handouts or a lottery ticket outcome. And if you aren't actively building your own dream, someone else is going to hire you to build theirs. You have to make a definitive choice right now to stop letting circumstances dictate your direction. As the roadmap advances, that initial decision leads directly to stage 2, obsession. A choice means nothing if it isn't backed by singular focus. There is a specific type of overconfidence that stops many people before they start. It's the belief that you can master the rare skill of building wealth while simultaneously learning a new language and training for a marathon. Attempting this assumes your capacity is infinite, which usually leads to mediocre results across all three. Look at this target. You need to mentally or even physically cross out every competing extracurricular hobby. Until your primary objective is secure, the pursuit of wealth has to sit alone at the center. Maintaining this level of focus ensures you become exceptional at one high-value skill, rather than remaining average at a dozen different things. Once your focus is locked, we reach the third milestone, discovery. This is where you select the exact vehicle you will use to generate income. You have several viable options right in front of you. Skills like video editing, drop shipping, deal negotiating, creating short-form content, or running an eBay store are all proven pathways. The mistake here is thinking you need to invent a completely new product or find the next obscure crypto coin. Trying to be a visionary innovator on your first attempt carries a massive risk of failure for a beginner. Instead, find someone who is already making 6 figures using your chosen skill. Look inside specialized Discord communities, search Instagram, or tap into targeted networks to locate them. When you locate a successful mentor, you can reverse engineer their process. Replicating a model that is already working allows you to bypass years of expensive trial and error by leveraging their existing data. Now that you have a blueprint, you enter stage 4, acceleration. This is the execution phase, where you actually launch your store or offer free work to secure your first real clients. As you start practicing, you will need feedback. But if you ask your friends or family for advice, they will usually give you polite encouragement to protect your feelings, leaving your actual flaws unaddressed. To close the gap between your current ability and professional quality, you need to actively seek out harsh, constructive criticism from objective outsiders who understand the industry. This chart maps the reality of the skill journey. Notice the severe dip in the middle. This is the lonely chapter. An intense period of practice where you have to put your head down and work through early failures. During this phase, your ambitions will likely outgrow your childhood friends. Yet you haven't achieved enough success to naturally network with the high-level peers you look up to, leaving you in an isolated middle ground. Anticipating this isolation is crucial. Seeking out communities of like-minded builders to help you survive this quiet period is the primary filter that separates those who build lasting wealth from those who revert to an average life. If you push through the lonely chapter and master your skill, you arrive at the final milestone, freedom. Your operation works and significant money begins to roll in. But reaching this stage presents an immediate test. Every new high earner faces a choice between spending their profits to look rich or systematically reinvesting to build actual wealth. As you can see in this comparison, adopting a poor mindset drains your early profits on luxury cars and expensive electronics. A wealthy mindset directs those exact same funds into index funds, cryptocurrency, and further education. Total financial freedom is achieved by converting the active income from your skill into passive assets that compound in the background. No matter which specific vehicle you selected, the skills you develop to run it remain your most valuable compounding asset. By progressing from a definitive decision to intense focus, finding a proven blueprint, accelerating through the lonely chapter, and wisely allocating your profits, you now have a structured alternative to financial paralysis. The final result of executing this sequence is total location independence and the permanent removal of corporate authority over your time. Your immediate next step is to carve out 2 hours today dedicated entirely to the discovery phase. Find a skill-based community or locate a mentor and start analyzing their blueprint. Building wealth is the result of following a deliberate, repeatable process. By committing to these 5 steps, you move from reacting to your circumstances to a position where you control the terms of your own future.